Hi, today we're going to be talking about the Jamestown settlement, focusing specifically on setting sail and the voyage from England to the new colony. Jamestown was the first permanent English settlement that was in North America. It was founded in 1607 and it served as the capital of Virginia for over 80 years. In 1606, King James I of England gave the Virginia Company of London the charter to establish this new colony in North America. They financed an expedition of 144 men. 105 of these were settlers, with 39 of them being crewmen who did not intend to stay. They traveled to America on a fleet of three ships: the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery. The Susan Constant was the biggest. It was 116 feet long, and it was a fully rigged ship. Fully rigged means it has three or more masts, and they are all square shaped. It held the most passengers of 71 people aboard. Next up, we have the Godspeed. Godspeed was the middle-sized ship. It was 68 feet long, and it held 52 different passengers. It was also fully rigged. The third one was much smaller. It was the Discovery. It was 38 feet long. It held 21 passengers, and it only had sails. They were not square, and it was not fully rigged. It was smaller by design. This ship was intended to stay behind with the settlers so they could use it to explore and navigate the different areas that they were hoping to find by water. The other two, the Susan Constant and the Godspeed, were intended to go back to England, which they did, and they came back and forth many times over the years with more supplies and passengers. They set sail on December 20th in 1607. That was the plan anyway. They were hoping to catch the trade winds and go down south to the Canary Islands, and then catch those trade winds and send them right across the Atlantic to the Caribbean islands, where they would then sail north. But unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate, and they had to wait for 6 weeks in the English Channel before they could finally set sail, which they did, and they ended up making the journey. Now, I have a picture for you of a map sort of the path that they took. I'll hold it up for you, but you can also look this up online if you need it. So you can see where they started in England, in London, and then they sailed down. Let's see if I can do this backwards. They sailed down, and then they went over to the Americas after they stopped at the Caribbean islands. Once they arrived, they landed in a place called Cape Henry. Their captain at the time was Christopher Newport, and of course, Newport News in Virginia was named after him. But once they landed, they decided that that area was not suitable, so they were to go inland further and see if they could find a good place to secure a good location. They now in the Hampton Roads area, they explored through there along the Chesapeake Bay. They found a river there that they thought was very suitable. They named it the James River after their king. And Captain Edward Maria Wingfield was then elected the president of the group on April 25th. So finally, on May 14th, after some different explorations of the area, he selected a piece of land that they were going to build their settlement called Jamestown in honor of King James. It was about 40 miles inland from where they were, and Wingfield chose this region for a couple different reasons. First of all, the river channel was very easy to defend. It had a curve in the river so they could see people before they came in and before the people around the curve could see them. It was very close to land. It made it very ideal for navigating, and it offered enough land in the area near the water where they thought they could build some piers or some wharves sometime in the future. It also had the benefit of it was not inhabited by the Native Americans who were already thriving and living in Virginia at the time when they landed. Now, there was a reason for this, because there were some drawbacks to the area as well. The first drawback is it was remote and the soil was too poor for agriculture. They really struggled with the farming. The land was swampy, it was very isolated, there was a lot of mosquitoes, and they really only had brackish water nearby, which you cannot drink. Brackish water is a mix of salt water and fresh water. So now we know why the Native Americans didn't particularly want to be in that area. But that is where they arrived, that is where they decided to build their settlement. And then in another talk, we'll talk all about the Jamestown Fort and that first year of trying to survive in the Jamestown colony. Now, your work to do with this would be to work on your knowledge ball with pictures and paragraphs about what I just said. Feel free to watch this as many times as you like. Your job is also to extend this research. Perhaps you're interested in the ships and you'd like to build a model or draw a picture of them. Perhaps you are interested in some of the people involved, and you could certainly do any kind of research on that as well. Bye.